The next film that I want to cover is Eddington, the new film from, again, A24 and Ari Aster. This is his fourth film, and I personally have loved all of his films so far. I know that he has become a rather divisive filmmaker. I feel like Hereditary is maybe the only of his three films that has enjoyed pretty much universal acclaim, and has just been insanely influential. I see so many horror films come out today that wouldn't exist without Hereditary, but Midsommar is, I think, a little bit more divisive, but still fairly consistently acclaimed. But I think Beau is Afraid is where they really let the reins off this man and let him just fucking go hard and do whatever he wants. And he's just created this 3-hour masturbatory spectacle of anxiety. And I say all of that complimentary. I think it's great. I think it's fairly singular and unique. And I want to see more mid-budget, insane shit like that. And I got it, because Eddington, I think, is just as good, if not better. It is, again, proving to be very divisive, probably because this one is so political, and so political about such recent and polarizing times. I have yet to see a movie, I'm sure it exists, but I've yet to see a movie, especially at this scale, that really deals with 2020. I feel like we have all collectively memory hold that a little bit and been like, that was so traumatic and awful, we don't really want to think about it anymore. And I feel like Aster really forces us to confront that and its fallout and what happened. He's being accused of centrism in this, which I think is pretty silly. I think it's pretty clear who is the villain in this story. I think it's pretty clear where Aster has his sights set. And I don't know, I think that this says a lot of really intelligent things about polarization, about conspiracy rabbit holes, about how people utilize conspiracies during trauma to cope. And I think it's pretty accurately assesses who fuck this whole thing up in 2020. There's definitely a lot of cringy social justice kids, because it also tackles not just COVID, but the BLM protests. And you know what? A lot of it was cringy, especially white people, not black people. We sounded fucking cringy during that time. I think our hearts were in the right place, and I think that largely a lot of good was done, and I miss the halcyon days of 2020 when woke was in, and now it's just like a fascist hellscape. But come on. A lot of this shit was cringy, a lot of this shit was performative, and a lot of this shit was undercooked. And I think maybe the most insightful part is seeing how some of those characters end up. Seeing how social justice has a grift for certain people, right? I don't know, there's so many different ideas being explored here, and I think they're all handled pretty intelligently and pretty nuanced. And also, the film is just wildly entertaining and extremely compelling and really well made. I'm over on my time, so I gotta wrap it up, but I just really love this. It's one of my favorite films of the year, probably top 10 for me right now. I think he knocked it out of the park. You should go see it. 8 out of 10.